Alright, well, hello again, and welcome to another Status Quo song review. And this week our random number generator has given us number 274. So if we consult our spreadsheet, we can see we're in the Under the Influence album, and it's the song Round and Round. So yes, Under the Influence, which is an album I still think of as kind of modern Quo, but actually it's closer in years to the seminal live album than it is to today, and unfortunately time is flying by. So yeah, it came out in 1999, and so the tail end of the 90s, which was a bit of a barren decade for the Quo, recording wise anyway. They were still doing lots of touring and putting out product like books and greatest hits and whatnot, but only 4 studio albums, one of which, Don't Stop, of course, was just a shoved out covers album under the guise of 30th anniversary to try and get themselves in the charts. And before that was the Thirsty Work album, which I thought was pretty dreadful. So on getting this, although obviously this was the much more sleek and cooler cover, which was rejected at the time in favour of this naff pub sign one, which they went with. So when I originally got the album, obviously it had that in the cover. But the actual music itself was much more in line with what I was wanting from the Quo. As much as I quite enjoyed the Don't Stop album, as in for a nice, maybe kind of well produced, laid back, kind of gentle bit of music if you wanted to put on a Sunday afternoon if you were feeling kind of calm and didn't want any excitement. But on your normal day-to-day life, what you're wanting from the Quo is a bit more up-tempo rock and excitement and guitars. And fortunately, the guitars were back in this album. So yes, the Under the Influence was a bit of a breath of fresh air with the guitars back to the forefront, and everything seemed a bit more tight and concise. And in fact, there was only 12 songs on the album, which meant that there wasn't copious amounts of filler, which you had on Thirsty Work, although in some ways you could say Thirsty Work, it was all filler. There's still a few kind of filler tunes in this, but it wasn't over. There was a few filler tunes in this, but it wasn't. They weren't dominating proceedings like they had previously. And the song Round and Round, written by Andy Bown and John Edwards, actually does, although I've said guitars back to the forefront, it does have a slightly annoying keyboard part at the start. You get the guitar and riff coming in, which is good, and then the kind of keyboards come in, I guess, kind of playing a little tune before the vocals. And I think because of the speed of the song maybe does sound slightly rushed in places, and that keyboard part really, really highlights that. So it's a bit of a relief when it disappears for the vocals, and then you've just got the driving guitars and the singing. It's good verse, and then it's a good sing-along chorus. I think Round and Round would have made a better single than what they went with, The Way It Goes and 20 Wild Horses. I can understand Little White Lies being a single, because that could go for the commercial ballady type market, but the other two were just kind of, to me, substandard rockers. But Round and Round is a bit more bite, but it's still quite commercial, and it's a good hooky chorus as well as singing along verses. So that's quite enjoyable. And then you get the real highlight of the song is the instrumental break. Although the highlight of the song, it is actually quite short, but that's maybe what makes it. You've got guitars really crashing away. The keyboards that come in here are nice stabs on them, and it's in some ways sounds like a bit of a chaotic mess. You feel they're kind of on the edge of it all falling apart, but it's held together very tight, and it's quite exciting. And there's a nice little short, sharp lead from Rossi. And it really gets the adrenaline going, and you up and up, and then it kind of just thumps on into another chorus. So that's the best part of the song, the instrumental break into that chorus, and then you have the outro, which again, that kind of keyboard part from the start of the song comes in, which is not brilliant. It's slightly less unnerving when it's at the end and the band's in full swing. But yeah, it's a nice stomp along, great little tune. And what was it? From a welcomed album back in 1999. So yeah, I think I rate that one as good stuff. It's definitely worth a good few repeated listens, but it's obviously not in the excellent category. But it's a bit ahead of some of those songs I've ranked as decent, like The Safety Dance and Lackey Lady. So yes, it's a fine bit of quote, and I've still got the little merchandise pamphlet which came with the album. I didn't order anything. That white t-shirt with the album cover, definite no-no.
Too much work, not enough play, making me a sad boy. Too much work, not enough play, making me a sad boy. Gotta get away, yeah. Is this just a dream?